Hi, everybody. Ken Kerschbaumer here with SVG. Welcome to the SVG New Sponsor Spotlight. I'm joined by Jack Spitser, who is the Epic Drone Tours founder and CEO. Jack, so great to meet you. Welcome to the SVG family. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Ken. Looking forward to working with you guys and getting started.
Yeah, so I guess why don't you introduce our members and other sponsors also to what Epic Drone Tours is all about, and then kind of your opportunity that you see within the sports market, because obviously drone coverage is becoming a lot more accepted. We're getting past a lot of the guidelines. It's starting to be around the fringe of the actual live broadcast. So give us an update on who Epic Drone Tours is, where you guys are located, size of your team, and then what you see as the opportunities in the sports industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a all things drones company, drone specialists, aerial specialists. We started back in 2020 during COVID. We originally were specializing in FPV indoor drone tours because during COVID people couldn't tour properties, and we thought, why not make a way to seamlessly go through a property without having to be on site? And since then, we've expanded into a variety of different industries and mediums, and in the past year or so, we've started to make a push into sports because, one, I'm a huge sports fan. I live across the street from Petco Park and have season tickets for the Padres. So, and like you said, it's becoming a lot more popular and accepted with all the regulations. And so that's what we're trying to do now.
Cool. So yeah, I guess when you go to your website, one of your key clients is the Padres. So walk us through what you're doing with the Padres, how that sort of relationship has evolved over the years, and where you're at with it right now.
Yeah, so that's the relationship with them started about a year and a half ago when we had spoken about doing a fly-through tour of their stadium, and within that conversation evolved talking about providing drone footage for their broadcasts. And they were going through some broadcast changes with the network that they were working with, but they really wanted to get it done and saw other teams doing it. So they had our team out. We have a team of about 5 now, and on site there's four different guys there, and it was honestly the best. The first game we did with them was one of the most fun days of my life, both being a diehard Padres fan and being so passionate about our work. Having those combine to make some really amazing footage for them was an awesome experience. It was pretty seamless. There was no issues on the first day. Obviously it's a new tech, and doing things live is a whole other ballgame, but it was pretty successful, and we're excited to work with them more next year.
Yeah, so I guess what do you see as the opportunities around around live use of drones, and how have you kind of seen that market change? Because the rules have become a little, the FAA seems to have gotten a little more relaxed about things. So what do you see as the opportunities there in the live market for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's the initial, of course, replacing like helicopter or blimp footage with really scenic aerial shots above the stadium to really give that sense of destination and perspective of the game. But then what I'm really excited about, we're obviously specialized and originated in FPV. And so we've put in a lot of effort to creating and practice with live FPV drones. So, equipping our FPV drones with being able to send over that feed that looks decent. A lot of FPV drones can be really shaky and staticky, but we've been really trying to dial that in and get the footage good enough to be able to be on a live broadcast, and we're getting pretty close. So that's where I think the biggest creativity is going to come with live is, just like they did on the World Series this year, being able to get down on the field, be in on the action, swoop over the fans and things like that. And I think the quality of the drones and the equipment and the teams are only gonna go up as more people start to buy in.
Right. Yeah. So you see an opportunity, because obviously the drone market, when you look at it around broadcasts, you're thinking big broadcast cameras, big broadcast lenses, but you are seeing the FPVs kind of playing a bigger role as those imaging technologies get better. So what are your favorite, I guess, FPVs in your arsenal that you have right now?
Yeah, so as standard drones, we've got the DJI Arsenal, DJI Mavic line, and we're also about to have a DJI Inspire 3, which is going to make for even more cinematic shots. And then when it comes to FPV, the main things we're working with is little DJI Cinelog 25 frame. It's pretty custom built. We buy the frame and then have been trying different transmitters and things like that. But we have 2 different Cinewhoops that are, the small kind that you can go in, follow people, go right over the fans. They obviously have to be under 250 grams in order to be able to fly over people. which is a big deal. And that kind of, it inhibits the quality a little bit because you can only put so much onto the camera. But I think as we continue to evolve and work on that tech, it's only going to get better. And we're gonna keep investing in that line of drones and try to keep making them better and better.
Excellent. Now, is the whole company based in San Diego, or what are your expansion plans, if you have any, as far as trying to serve the market across the country?
Yeah, so I'm in San Diego. My business partner's in San Diego, and then our two full-time pilots are in LA and Atlanta. And so that's where we are now. We do a lot of travel shoots. The drone market is massive across the country, so we spend a lot of our time traveling. But that's where our home base is.
Excellent. Now, obviously, you guys became a member of SVG for the because of the growth in live use of drones. But let's talk about the other products that you guys do work on, which is a lot of these scenic shots. And how much more pragmatic is it to hire a drone company to shoot something like that for not only the Padres, but I'm here in New York, so the Yankees or the Garden. Do you see that market growing also as people look to use video from drones to promote around the event as opposed to just using it live?
100%. I think that the market for especially FPV, but just really engaging media in sports has skyrocketed in the last few years. Examples: the Yankees and the Chicago Cubs have both done really engaging fly-throughs of their stadiums where they involve people and they involve the culture and go through the restaurants near the facility and just make it this really inviting experience that gets people engaged with the town, with the team, with the stadium. And I think that more and more sports teams should continue to do that. We've been in talks with quite a few different teams that are like, hey, I've seen those. We want to do something similar, but make it even better. So, every single team and stadium has their own culture and their own story. And I think that the best way to tell that is through these, one-take stories that really bring them to life. And I think it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I think that I think that people are just much more comfortable with the use of drones. It's not I know there's still some paperwork, right? I believe, but not as much as it used to be, not reams and reams and waivers and.
Yeah. Everything for the Padres was, I think, 3 different waivers we had to fill out. We need a letter from the team, obviously, and then an FAA waiver. But other than that, it's not as much as it was 10 years ago.
Excellent. Great. Well, thanks, Jack, so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And for more videos like this, be sure to check out SVG Play at sportsvideo.org. And Jack, thanks again.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.